All right, be honest. When was the last time a game's combat made you go, whoa, that was insane? But if you live for that rush of perfectly timed dodges, brutal finishers, and action that never lets up, you're in for a treat. Today we're diving into 15 best combat games with insane action you must play. A hand-picked list of games that bring the heat when it comes to fighting mechanics and raw intensity. Let's fire it up and see which ones truly hit that sweet spot. Let's go. Okay, imagine this. You're thrown into a world where every punch, every kick, and every move can mean the difference between glory and getting knocked out cold. That's exactly what Sifu throws at you from the moment you start. This game isn't just about fighting, it's about mastering the art of Kung Fu in a way that feels intense, real, and incredibly satisfying. What really hooked me was how the combat demands you to think fast and stay sharp. You can't just button mash your way through timing, and precision are everything. And when you finally pull off a perfect combo or dodge a deadly strike, it feels amazing, like you're really becoming a martial arts master. Plus, the world itself has this gritty, stylish vibe. It's like stepping into an action movie where every hallway and rooftop is a new battleground. The way the game handles aging when you take hits adds a cool twist that makes you want to get better with every fight. You're learning, adapting, and getting tougher in a way that feels totally fresh. If you love games that challenge your skills and give you that adrenaline rush, Sifu is one to check out. It's brutal, it's rewarding, and it leaves you wanting more after every fight. All right, let's talk about a game that just knows how to bring the style and the crazy action like no other. That's Devil May Cry 5. If you've ever wanted to feel like a total badass, slicing and dicing through hordes of demons with flashy combos and insane weapons, this game is exactly what you need in your life. From the second you jump in, it's like stepping into this wild, chaotic world where every fight is a showstopper. The gameplay moves so fast and smooth, it almost feels like you're performing a perfectly choreographed dance, but with swords, guns, and crazy supernatural powers. You can switch between characters who each bring their own insane moves and combos, keeping every fight fresh and exciting. What really makes Devil May Cry 5 unforgettable is how it blends that relentless, high-octane combat with a story and world that feel huge and alive. The environments are full of detail and secrets, and the music amps up that adrenaline every single time you land a jaw-dropping combo. If you love action games that challenge your skills but reward you with pure, unfiltered excitement, this game nails it. Trust me, once you start, it's almost impossible to put down.
Rest in peace.
All right, who here loves jumping into a game and just letting loose with non-stop action that keeps your heart pounding? That's exactly what Doom Eternal serves up from the get-go. This isn't your average shooter. It's like the ultimate adrenaline-fueled roller coaster where every second counts and every demon you face wants to tear you apart. What blew me away about this game is how fast and furious the combat is. You're constantly on the move, dodging, blasting, and slicing through enemies with this insane arsenal that feels both brutal and super satisfying. There's this rhythm to the madness where you have to balance aggression with quick thinking. It's intense, but so rewarding when you pull off those flawless takedowns. The world itself? Totally wild. It's a chaotic mix of hellish landscapes and futuristic sci-fi vibes that make every level feel fresh and exciting. Plus, the way the game throws new enemy types and challenges at you keeps things unpredictable, so you're always adapting and pushing your skills to the limit. If you want an action game that's equal parts thrilling and downright fun, Doom Eternal is a wild ride you don't want to miss. Okay, picture this. You're standing on the edge of a windswept cliff with cherry blossoms blowing in the breeze and the weight of an entire island resting on your shoulders. That's the vibe Ghost of Tsushima throws at you right away, and honestly, it's breathtaking. This game isn't just about sword fights. It's about feeling like a true samurai in a world that's both beautiful and brutal. The combat here is a perfect mix of precision and style. You're not just swinging your sword wildly. Every strike feels meaningful, like a dance between you and your enemies. Plus, the way you can sneak through tall grass, set clever traps, or face off in one-on-one duels keeps things exciting and fresh. What really got me hooked is how alive the world feels. From sweeping fields to quiet villages, every corner of Tsushima is packed with stunning views and secrets to uncover. And the soundtrack, it just pulls you deeper into that epic, ancient Japan feel without ever being in your face. If you want a game that's equal parts peaceful exploration and heart-pounding combat, Ghost of Tsushima is a must-play. It's an unforgettable adventure that makes you feel every moment.
I'm losing him!
Alright, imagine stepping into a world where every move you make could mean the difference between life and a quick, brutal death. That's the kind of tension Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, throws at you from the very start. This isn't your typical action game. It's a fierce test of skill, patience, and timing that keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. What hooked me right away was the combat system. It's all about precision and reading your opponent. You've got to master the rhythm of blocking and countering, and when you finally break through an enemy's defenses, it feels unbelievably satisfying. Plus, the way the game mixes stealth, vertical movement with that cool grappling hook, and deadly swordplay makes every encounter feel fresh and exciting. The world itself is this dark, beautifully crafted version of feudal Japan, full of secrets and eerie atmospheres that pull you deeper with every step. It's challenging, sure, but it's that challenge that makes every victory feel like a real achievement. If you're into games that push your skills and reward you with pure adrenaline and incredible storytelling, Sekiro is an unforgettable ride that's well worth diving into. Okay, picture this. You're dropped into a gritty, neon-lit world where danger lurks around every corner, and you've got to be ready to fight tooth and nail to survive. That's exactly what Wanted Dead brings to the table, and honestly, it's one wild, pulse-pounding ride from start to finish. What really stands out to me is how the gameplay blends fast-paced shooting with intense melee combat, so you're never just standing still trading bullets. It's like this perfect mix where you're slicing through enemies with brutal combos 1 second, then switching to your guns to clear out a swarm the next. The flow feels razor sharp and incredibly satisfying. The world is this gritty, futuristic playground full of chaos and grit, with detailed environments that pull you right into that cyberpunk vibe without ever feeling repetitive. Plus, the story and characters have that raw edge that makes every mission feel personal, like you're really on a mission that matters. And if you're craving a game that throws non-stop action at you with style and a bit of attitude, Wanted Dead is definitely one to check out. It's a fresh breath of energy that keeps you hooked and coming back for more. Alright, have you ever wanted to feel like an unstoppable ninja whirlwind, slicing and dicing through hordes of enemies without breaking a sweat? That's exactly what Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 delivers in spades. This game throws you right into the heart of fast, furious action, where every fight feels like a high-speed dance. Brutal, precise, and incredibly satisfying. What I love most is how the combat keeps you on your toes. You're juggling quick reflexes, chaining together insane combos, and using a crazy variety of weapons and ninja tools that make each battle unique and wild. It's not just about button mashing, you really have to learn the flow and timing to pull off those jaw-dropping moves. The world itself feels dark and intense, packed with mysterious enemies and epic boss fights that keep the adrenaline pumping. Plus, the game's pace is relentless. No downtime, just non-stop action that hooks you from start to finish. If you're a fan of games that challenge your skills while giving you that pure ninja fantasy, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is a total blast and an absolute must-play for anyone craving top-tier combat excitement. Okay, imagine this. You're stepping into the shoes of a super-powered cyborg ninja, and everything around you is about to get sliced and diced with some of the slickest, most satisfying combat you've ever experienced. That's the kind of adrenaline rush Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance throws at you from the very first moment. What really grabs me is how insanely smooth and fluid the gameplay feels. It's all about precision and speed. You're not just hacking away blindly, but actually timing your attacks to slice through enemies, weapons, and even parts of the environment like a pro. The whole cut anything mechanic makes every fight feel dynamic and fresh, turning battles into this cool high-tech dance of blades and explosions. The world is this wild mix of futuristic tech and chaotic battles, giving off a vibe that's intense and larger than life, but also super immersive once you get into the flow. Plus, the story throws you right in the middle of a high-stakes cyberpunk showdown, which keeps you pumped up and wanting to see what happens next. If you love fast-paced action games that mix sharp reflexes with some seriously badass swordplay, this one is an absolute must-play. It's pure, unfiltered energy from start to finish. And trust me, once you get into it, there's no turning back. All right, let's be real. Who doesn't love stepping into the shoes of an absolute powerhouse with style, sass, and moves that just blow your mind? That's exactly what Bayonetta 2 is all about. From the moment you dive in, you're thrown into this wild, over-the-top world where combat feels like a spectacular performance, and every fight is a chance to show off. What makes this game so unforgettable? It's the way it blends crazy fast combos with smooth, flashy moves that keep you hooked. You're juggling attacks, dodges, and special abilities like a pro, all while the action never lets up. The game rewards skill and creativity, so pulling off those jaw-dropping sequences feels incredibly satisfying. Plus, the world around you is just as wild, full of bizarre creatures and epic boss battles that push your skills to the limit. The pace is relentless, the visuals pop, and Bayonetta's personality shines through every second, making it feel like you're part of one big, crazy adventure. If you're looking for a game that's equal parts stylish and fierce, with non-stop action that's both challenging and ridiculously fun, Bayonetta 2 is a must-play. Seriously, once you start, you won't want to put the controller down. Ever have that moment where you just can't stop playing because everything about the game feels so epic and personal? That's exactly the vibe God of War Ragnarok hits right out of the gate. From the second you step into this world, you're swept up in a story that's as raw and emotional as it is packed with jaw-dropping action. What really makes this game stand out? It's the way every fight feels weighty and intense, like you're not just button mashing, but actually wielding a living weapon. The combat hits hard, but it's also smart. You've got to think on your feet, timing your strikes, blocks, and dodges perfectly. And don't get me started on the boss battles. These are massive, brutal encounters that keep you on edge and leave you pumped when you finally come out on top. But it's not just about the fighting. The world itself is stunning. Vast, icy landscapes mixed with mystical realms that feel alive and full of secrets. Exploring alongside Atreus, seeing how their bond evolves, really pulls you in on a whole different level. Right? You get this perfect mix of story and gameplay that makes the journey feel truly unforgettable. If you're craving a game that combines heart-pounding combat with a story that sticks with you long after you put the controller down, God of War Ragnarok delivers it all with style and power. Trust me, this is one adventure you don't want to miss.
This is the last.
You ever get dropped into a world so brutal, so massive, and so mysterious that it completely swallows you whole? That's Elden Ring. This isn't your average open-world adventure. It's like waking up in a dream you barely understand, filled with danger around every corner, secrets under every rock, and that constant thrill of figuring things out on your own. The freedom here is insane. You don't just follow a path, you carve your own legend across haunting ruins, twisted forests, and towering castles that make you feel tiny. Every fight feels like a real test, like it's you versus the world, and when you win, that feeling hits different. It's tough, yeah, but not unfair. And exploring every inch of this world feels like you're earning your place in it. If you've ever wanted to feel truly immersed in a dark, beautiful, and terrifying fantasy realm where you make the rules, Elden Ring will absolutely blow your mind. Imagine being thrown into a war-torn ancient China, where every step you take is a dance between skill and survival. That's the energy Wulong brings. This game doesn't hold your hand, and honestly, that's what makes it so addicting. The combat is lightning fast, insanely responsive, and it pushes you to master timing, dodging, and aggressive moves like a true warrior. But it's not just button mashing, it's about reading your enemies, reacting with precision, and pulling off these insanely satisfying counterattacks that make you feel like a legend. The world is gritty, chaotic, and packed with creatures and warlords that don't mess around, and the game just oozes atmosphere. From brutal boss fights to exploring ancient battlefields, it's the kind of game that demands your focus and rewards your skill. If you love action games that challenge you to rise and adapt, Wulong is one of those hidden gems that feels incredibly rewarding once you get into its rhythm. All right, imagine this. You're dropped into a sun-soaked, totally chaotic playground where the biggest party guest is definitely the zombie apocalypse. Dead Island 2 throws you into this wild, over-the-top world where the beaches aren't just for chilling, they're for surviving in the craziest ways possible. What really hooked me is how the game doesn't hold back on the fun and freedom. You're not just running and gunning, there's a ton of creativity in how you tackle those hordes. From crafting bizarre weapons that make every fight feel fresh, to the fast-paced, satisfying combat that keeps you on your toes. It's all about turning zombie slaying into an absolute blast. The environment? Think vibrant cityscapes with a dark twist, loaded with secrets and chaos lurking behind every corner. The vibe is a crazy mix of sunny fun and total madness, and it really makes you want to explore every inch. Just be ready for a wild ride because danger is everywhere. If you're into games where you can jump right into the action, get a bit goofy with your gear, and just have an all-out zombie slaying good time, this one's a no-brainer. It's got that perfect blend of thrill and humor that keeps you coming back for more. Seriously, Dead Island 2 is a total adrenaline rush with a wicked sense of style.
Oh, hey buddy. A little help here. You You're on death too. Get off me! Look, I killed it. Need a weapon.
All right, picture this. You're stepping into a massive, living world that's full of wild, unpredictable enemies and endless challenges. Shadow of War throws you into this brutal fantasy battlefield where every fight feels intense and every decision counts. What really blew me away was how alive the world feels. Not just the stunning landscapes, but the enemies themselves. They're not just generic bad guys, they've got personalities, rivalries, and even grudges, which makes every encounter feel fresh and personal. The gameplay? It's this perfect mix of sneaky stealth and full-on chaos. You get to sneak around, pick your fights, or just charge in swinging swords and firing arrows. But the real magic happens when you start building your own army. Recruiting enemies, turning foes into allies, and leading epic battles to conquer strongholds. It's like you're crafting your own war story with every move. What hooked me most was how much freedom you have to approach the game. Whether you want to be a silent shadow or a ruthless warrior smashing through waves of enemies, the game lets you play your way. Plus, the world itself is stunning. From dark caves to towering fortresses, each area packed with secrets that keep you exploring for hours. If you're into games where strategy and action collide, and where every enemy feels like a real threat with their own quirks, Shadow of War delivers in spades. It's an adrenaline-pumping adventure that keeps you coming back for more, always with something new to discover or conquer. Okay, imagine this. You're thrown into this wild, fast-paced world where the action never stops, and every fight feels like a roller coaster ride of chaos and precision. That's what Shadow Warrior 3 is all about. From the moment you pick it up, it grabs you with its crazy mix of slick swordplay and explosive gunfights that keep your adrenaline pumping non-stop. What really stood out to me is how fluid and satisfying the combat feels. It's not just about hacking and shooting. It's a dance of combos, dodges, and smart moves that makes you feel like an absolute badass every time you take down an enemy. Plus, the way the game mixes up your weapons and powers keeps the gameplay fresh. One minute you're slicing through demons with a katana. The next you're blasting them with heavy firepower or zooming around with crazy moves. The world itself is this wild blend of futuristic tech and mythic chaos. It's colorful, chaotic, and packed with surprises that make exploration feel rewarding. You get this real sense of momentum as you rush through levels, chasing after some epic mission, and it's just pure, unfiltered fun. For anyone who loves over-the-top action with a little bit of edge and a lot of heart, this game delivers that perfect mix of speed, skill, and style. It's the kind of experience that just makes you want to jump right back in for another round, trying to master every move and take on every challenge like a true Shadow Warrior.
You need to stop making this so personal. For you, his mask is just a memento.
All right, that's it for today's dive into 15 best combat games with insane action you must play. If you enjoyed hanging out and checking out these games, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And hey, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'd love to hear your thoughts too, so drop a comment below and tell me which game you're most hyped to try or what I should cover next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one with even more awesome stuff.